Alright guys, welcome back to another battle report. We are playing a Christmas edition of X-Wing.
Very Christmas.
Yeah, we're using a large
Santa
game
Claus,
with...
what manoeuvre?
Yeah, I think he's a TIE fighter pilot.
Look at the big boy over there. Alright, so...
Why, thank you.
I'm,
Put it away, Tony.
I'm surrounded by my Star Wars geeks today. So I'll introduce you. There's Mike from Team Clueless.
Hi there.
And we've got Tony. Say hello, Tony. And Ash. This is mostly Ash's collection other than the big boy. No, I don't mean Tony. Right, so we're doing a little sort of a customized mission, which I'll let these guys explain because otherwise they'll moan at me when I get the ships wrong and the people wrong.
Unbelievably, Jason, being a lifelong geek, knows nothing about Star Wars. Nothing at all.
Other than it's a ship game?
Doesn't make sense. It's a film franchise.
Okay, so Mike, you want to start? Tell us something about this scenario.
Tony's in charge of this one.
Yep, okay.
Alright, come on, Tony.
Well, a Rebel Corvette has just been on a diplomatic mission and has got some important information. So its problem is it's got a an Imperial spy on board, which is sabotaged. They've sabotaged the hyperdrive.
That's us, right?
That's
Yep.
us, yeah. With the Imperials.
Your
Black hats.
guys. So he's got details of the diplomatic mission, and he's sent a message for support to come and rescue him and pick up the details. And he sabotaged the hyperdrive. So the Corvette's got to repair its hyperdrive to end the game and hyperdrive off the board. This is the data, worth 1 victory point each, that the Imperial large ships have got to get within range 1 for the spy to transmit the data to them. And then whatever's left on the Corvette when it hyperdrives out is my victory points, or the Rebel victory points, and whatever the Imperials have is their victory points.
To see
So
how the ships are still alive.
total of 6 victory points in this,
Okay.
to be divided among us to see
Oh,
who wins.
And we've got a couple of Ashes playing the escorts to try and keep us busy while we try and get over there and steal those.
We've got 130 points per player.
Right.
Which is, you know, the big ship on its own costs 130 points. So Ash has got 130, I've got 130, Jason's got 130.
That's with upgrades.
Yep.
And this is Mike's starting force.
So if I go through, I won't go into huge detail. I've got a basic Lander class shuttle with a heavy laser cannon on it. I've got 4 basic TIE fighters and Howl Runner with elusiveness. Just a bit of a TIE block to run around with. And I've got Baron Somtier Fell with push the limits and a shield upgrade.
Right, this is mine. I've got a decimator with some
Very
stuff
good, Jason.
with some stuff on. I got a TIE bomber with some bombs on.
Missiles. Protons.
And I got 2 of these TIE interceptors. And this TIE interceptor, who's a named character who I can't remember now, is a Turfanier.
Turfanier.
Yeah, I've equipped my decimator like a battering ram. So it's the one where you take 1 damage if you smash into shit. So that's what I'm doing.
Very technical.
And this is Ash's force.
Yeah, very small, stupidly expensive and elite. I've got Han with the Millennium Falcon fire control system and weapons engineer, so hopefully I'll have enough target locks to actually blow stuff up. I've got Dash Render in the Outrider with a heavy laser cannon. And to fill in the final points, 2 A-Wings with the Charadin refits to, you know, actually make them cheaper and takeable.
There we go. So you've heard the scenario, you've seen the tables, you've seen the forces, you've met the reprobates.
I expect to get totally and only wiped
I'll
out
tell you
because
what
I'm
I've got
facing
on the
280
Corvette.
points.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Corvette.
Basic Corvette. It's got the 3 quad lasers on it, and the gunnery team, comms booster, targeting coordinator, backup shield generator, an engineering team, and WED 15, the repair droid.
That sounds like way too much stuff.
Yep.
I might just turn around.
Leave me here on my own.
Yeah.
I
Alright,
like those odds.
we'll come back after the round and show you what's happened. Okay, so this was the end of round 1. Not a lot going on, just mostly maneuvering and moving into positions.
Tony shot me with his big laser.
Yeah.
The turbo laser,
So
not to shield
I'll
them.
give you overall, my ships have just pushed up. The decimator's really slow, so is the bomber. But those 3 have moved up there. And Ash has sort of fanned out into a little sort of semicircular formation to try and hold us up. Whereas Michael's TIE swarm here has just swarmed through the rocks done nothing, of course.
No, it's stripped the shield.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
took a shield off an A-wing.
And the shuttle is moving on its own around the flank here towards the big boy, the Corvette. In the shooting phase, my lone wolf guy here took 2 hits, and that guy lost 2 shields. And that guy there has lost a shield.
He's probably sitting there going, whose hand?
And this guy's also lost a shield. Anything to comment, boys? Not like
scared.
Yeah.
Terrified at this moment in
I
time.
could have been on my own versus this thing.
I'll get there eventually, or it'll come to me.
Yeah. Through my battered remains.
I'm having to face all of this, and all you can hear from me is like, Tony, Tony, help me! They're picking on me.
He's got a hyperdrive to repair.
Alright, turn 2 coming up. Okay, so we've just created the car park. As you can see, all the ships are congregated here in the middle. That was not a great turn for me and Mike.
It was not.
No, we fired everything we had. Those 2 interceptors, that one, plus all 5 of these little ties, and my decimator. At that, and it's still got a point of shield left.
Ashen was on fire.
Yeah, including that tie interceptor who's also on fire. This took a couple of shots from my bomber and did nothing. As like Mike said, Ash was on fire, just dodge after dodge after dodge.
2 attack dice. I'll see if my repairing the
Yep.
drive.
My lambda, Mike's lambda class over there.
Yep.
Took a couple of shields off that, didn't you?
I ripped all the shields off the rear of it.
And
Maybe
he,
coming back any
But
second.
I've only got a free hull left on my Lambda class shuttle.
Tony was on fire as well, just wound after wound after wound. So that's the state of the game so far. This is the end of round 2. The ship's coming in. None of the intel has been taken off, and Tony's
And
gonna.
we'll see if I get any hyperdrive
He's
repair.
gonna try and repair some hyperdrives.
Oh, didn't get 2 of
Ooh,
them.
nearly.
No, still not doing it. Still got the 2 energy there for the 2 dice. The hyperdrive repair is done 1 dice for every energy and 1 dice for every repair you've already got on there.
Yep.
And if you roll a hit, you get a repair. A pair of hits. You get a repair.
So there you got a good view of what the battle looks like at the moment. Turn 3 coming up,
I don't know what
and I'm telling you that Outrider thing is gonna die.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was a much better turn for me and Mike.
Certainly was.
As you can see, that big explosion there used to be the Outrider. And what's even more is the shuttle is
It's still alive! This
On-
asteroid saved my life.
Sadly, the death of the Outrider was inevitable because if you have a look, you've got virtually the entire Imperial fleet. aimed at it.
But the bonus for this turn was the amount of damage we put on the Falcon.
Yeah, I think we took about 4 or 5 shields off it, did we?
You did the 6. It had 3 shields left at the start of the turn, and it's taken 3 damage. So
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. And those are just for peppering it from all the little things around it. And I don't think we actually took that much damage this
No,
turn.
not really. This
I
thing
mean,
took
1 or 2
1?
points, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
2 points this took this
It's down
time.
to its last point.
The Outrider missed, the Falcon. did
Yeah, the
nothing.
Outrider rolled 4 eye symbols.
Yep.
And because he didn't have any, he lost his action by bumping into stuff. But as you can see, it's really clustered, yeah, man. We're all over the show.
Yeah.
Tony!
And
you can't buy you
Tony's-
much more time!
I'm not quick! I'm coming as quick as I can!
And
I have taken a damage point on
Yeah.
the rear of the big thing.
That's right. Me and Michael have come to the conclusion we're not going to steal that intel. We're just
Yeah.
going to blow it down.
It was a nice idea.
Isn't that technically a draw then? Because nobody gets any
you've got to
info.
steal at least one.
Oh
like,
yeah, we need to get
thing.
one off it, won't we? Yeah.
Part of the information to get a victory.
Oh, good. Well, at least if we clear out Ash, then we have all our ships to bear on that bastard.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you can see, there's just carnage going on this turn. But other than that, tactics are out the window.
Yep.
Let's get to the next round. Right, so that was, what was that, turn 4? Was it turn 4?
Yeah, I think turn 4.
And more destruction, more chaos, more carnage. That little X-Wing there, is it X-Wing?
It's a TIE fighter! I apologise for my friend.
I don't. But there's only so many apologies.
I
you
don't
can
really
make.
know him.
The TIE fighter died to Han Solo. He got shot. But then Han Solo got absolutely battered. He's down to his last point. He's blinded. His bits falling off.
Yeah, his next shot does nothing, so that's really helpful.
As you can see, all the little jets are flying all over the show. There was an A-wing over there that got blown up. I got that right, no? A-wing?
They're very good, Jason.
Unfortunately, mine and Michael's
Yeah.
piloting skills, which is terrible.
Which were appalling. We both smashed into an asteroid, lost our actions and our attacks.
Yeah. And, to top it off, the Lander-class shuttle is destroyed.
Wasn't really much of a contest.
Took a broadside.
Tony just pivoted and went blam, 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 and I blew to pieces.
And we still haven't got any of the information off that
No.
ship yet.
And the decimators, he started firing the main cannon at it now, so it's lost nearly all its shields.
But that was at range 3. He's going to be
Yeah,
within,
true.
He's going to get within the turn.
Unless we get an intel off this big thing and survive, then our best hope is to kill that and draw, which is, that's not what we want. We want to win.
Exactly.
At the moment, our best hope is to draw because, well,
I don't know, if you can get this off this, if you can repair. I think Tony's been firing quite a lot, which means he couldn't repair too much. But now there's not a whole lot near him, so he might go into a more repairy mode.
I might have to bring some
Can you
more.
opt if you repair this thing?
Well, the thing is, he's only got one
No, I've got no energy.
1 point
Oh,
left
yes,
on
it's
this,
gone off.
and then there's
I used
A-wing here.
yeah.
So if we can clear them out, we've got all these ships to
Yeah,
do.
but then we're just a danger to ourselves.
Yeah.
With your and I flying skill.
I have
No, I
warned
used
them
to- I
that
used
once
to gather
all my
it
stuff's
to
dead,
guarantee
I'm
the
taking
Ah,
all
yeah.
my toys
Yeah,
home.
worth doing, because
Yeah.
I've got a good shot on you there.
Alright, so that's the end of turn 4. As you can see, this is the state of the game. We've just discussed what we need to win. So we're going to steal that intel and then blow the crap out of it.
Yep, that's our plan.
And your guys, Oz, what's your plan?
Your tactic there would have probably worked
survive.
better if it was higher than a 4-skill
Yeah.
pilot on the shuttle.
Yeah, I didn't realise what I went at the end. Damn pilots.
Excuses, excuses.
Yeah,
you
I'm
let me,
just
you let,
finding them.
you let me down, man.
Yeah, it was the dice. They're loaded.
Okay, so this is the end of turn 5, and we've almost kicked Ashen out of the game. He's gonna.
Oh.
These are all his models.
Yeah, he's all his models.
So he's got to stay and watch us finish.
The big explosion there was the Falcon biting the dust.
Took a few hits. We had to fire a couple
Yeah.
of interceptors and a TIE fighter and another TIE at it. So
And that A-wing was living a charmed life as well. Didn't
Yeah.
take any damage this turn.
He was assisted by the comms on the...
That's right, yeah. The big boy
It
gave him a
infected
boost.
him even on Suntir fell.
that
for a
it
shot.
did.
My decimator took 5 damage, including what does that say? Damaged engine.
Yeah, so we can't do good turns now.
And I don't think we did anything to the big wing.
I
Nobody
shot
shot
it with something. It didn't do
Yeah.
anything.
But now we're going to swarm around it, and it's going to be loads of crazy shit going
But
on
we've
there.
got to keep this alive. If this doesn't manage to steal one intel before it dies, then we draw
Yeah.
at best.
So, that's going to be tight. How do you guys think it's going so far, Ash?
Well, I think I should have gone with my original plan of just taking a...
Not playing.
Yeah. Curling up in bed and going, World of Tanks, World of Tanks. No, of taking
Took
a
more
small,
fighters,
yeah,
yeah.
small fleet of fighters.
Yeah.
Concentrating your...
Although, if you'd have had loads of fighters in here as well, we would have just smashed into each
Yeah,
other continually.
I would have loved it. The decimator would have been
Yeah.
useful then.
Maybe one large ship and the rest...
Well, no, I would
two
have
large ships,
flown more for escort
Yeah.
formation around.
which some of my abilities assist your
Yeah, because
fighters.
that's the first time you've been able to use your kind of like eating sensors and such.
No, that's
But
pretty cool.
Still don't know how I take out the decimator.
No.
We don't know how we're going to take out that massive
Yeah.
Goliath.
I had it down to all its shields gone on the rear and I dealt it damage, but Tony's repaired it all now.
Repaired one
That's-
shield. and
that's
got
right,
rid of
man.
the damage.
We've-
Oh, have you rolled for your hyperdrive?
We've been doing well on the even turn, so this is our turn
Yeah.
coming up, man.
Ah.
Still not got it fixed. Still
Alright,
not
He
fixed
did a
it.
good job, that saboteur.
On to turn 6 then. Alright, so this is the end of turn 5, I think.
It wasn't a good.
Yeah, no, it's turn 6 because it was evens, isn't it? Not good for us. All we did was bump into each other, move around, take damage.
So I think we had a freeway smash up over here with our
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah.
You were
My-
like, Mike, move your ship first. This one it was. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not allowed, Jason. So then he did a conga line into my bottom, as it were.
My decimator's trying to move away, but keeps taking damage from that
Yeah.
big thing over there.
We thought this was going to crash into the A-wing, but Tony hadn't quite put his foot to the metal.
No. And then A-Wing took a couple of shots, but saved them all.
And-
With help from the targeting coordinator and the comms booster on the
And
Corvette.
Baron Fell over there was blown away by a broadside from the Corvette as well.
That's right.
It was a really bad turn
Zapped
for
by
us.
two
But this is it.
coordinators.
Turn 7's going to be the 7th turn for us, man.
Yeah, yeah. You're right, it's going to be the 7th.
That's
Thanks
all
for
I'm
your clarity
saying.
there.
Alright,
I
let's do
am
this.
going to turn that way.
Right,
Okay.
so there's another quick turnaround. The A-Wing is still alive.
There
God
we
damn it. Although it's got no shields left, right, Ash?
This is the...
So it's down to its last 2 wounds or something like that. My
Exactly.
TIE bomber over there took a crap stack of damage
It's
coming
actually a
in.
hit.
but it did the point of damage to the back
It
of it.
fired its missile, it took off the last shield and did a hull point to the back of it.
My decimator's taking some more damage, but it's still there. As you can see, massively damaged.
I haven't fired my TIE fighter at your thing.
No, that's true.
Alright,
So let's
It's going to
do
be
that.
a rear one.
It's gonna
no,
be-
you can fire front.
Front or
rear.
back? Front or back? The back's one extra thing, but it's taken hull.
Shoot
I'm
back,
going to
man.
try and get a critical in through the back.
Then you have to shoot the front.
You missed.
I
No,
missed.
he can draw a line from. his
There we
ship
go.
dot
That's the end of this
cost
turn.
to
On to the next turn.
So that was a miss. Drive.
Yeah, it was a
Right.
bit silly, Tony. There's no chance that.
So this is the end of turn
What
8, I
hyperdrive?
think.
There's no turn 8.
I think is it turn 8? Yeah, it's turn 8. Well, it'll say on the little thing at the beginning. So what did we do? We've decided to leave the A-wing alone. He's got no shields left, nothing, but we're just putting everything we can.
Tony fired everything he had at this and took him down to 1 wound, 1 hull point
We
left.
also put 3 more on the
Oh, yeah.
decimator.
Turbo laser shot up.
Five
We got 5
hits he
dice,
got.
5 hits. I managed to save 2 of them. And the rest of us all just piled damage onto that.
Yep.
He's taken some
We're
critical
finding
hits.
it really hard because we were all in front of the Corvette. It's actually quite hard to move towards it and get it in fire arcs because we have to obviously splay out to the sides and then we've got to try and bank
Circle
back in.
around into it, yeah. So, but we're basically going on. We're going to try and draw the game because we're not going to get any of that intel. So they're not going to have it either.
Yep.
All right, let's do turn 9 or whatever turn we're on now. Right, so another quick turn has gone by, and we're getting really excited because we're going to play for 4 hours and get a draw.
Draw.
The decimator is dead.
But it sold its life quite nicely.
Yeah, I was hoping it could survive and maybe steal a little token, but it didn't. But we did blow up the front of the ship, so it's dead.
So we're going to take a sledgehammer to it
Yeah.
to replicate that.
And the back has only got like 5 health points left or something.
Yes.
Yeah, no shield. So we've blown off a couple of the quad lasers. It can still use its main gun on the front. And we've also taken all of its energy out of its hyperdrive, so there's no chance of Tony getting the hyperdrive repaired in the next turn or so. So
And
we've
Ash's,
just got a swarm
and Ash's
kill.
cowardly A-wing is flying away.
It's got 4 It's not cowardly, it was repositioning itself. Now it's going to fly away because it's so far.
Oh, there we go. So next turn we're gonna riddle this big thing. with
Okay, let's
rolls.
get rid of it.
At the
Three.
end of each round,
3 less.
you may spend 1 energy.
Right, so that was the end of another turn. Wow, you went a different way to what we expected, and squashed 2 of our ships and the asteroid as well.
And then he blew the crap out of
This
Hellrunner,
one.
who was here.
Yeah, but I think that ship over there put damage on the back.
It did.
So we
Although
need
Tony's
4
just
more.
Regened a shield.
Oh, so we need 4 more damage
5
and a
more now.
shield.
Yeah.
And we got those 3 ships there, and there's 1 on the other
And there's
side.
still a
there.
lone A-wing floating around annoying us, but not really
Yeah.
doing anything.
Right.
It struggles to hurt TIE fighters, doesn't it?
1
let's do
energy,
this.
put 1 shield up.
Right, we are down to just 3 damage left on it. That's all we care about. Nothing else matters.
No.
I lost another ship, the B bomber thing, and
B bomber thing.
that thing over
TIE
there.
bomber man.
Die bomber
It
man.
could be quite close because
It
you've
could
got
easily,
3
yeah.
shots left. I seem to be taking a ship out a turn.
Easy.
Yeah.
And the A-wing
The A-wing.
is being useless.
As
So
we expect.
that's it. Next turn could be the the final turn. Come on, let's do this, Mike. We can do this.
We can do this. Go
Draw.
Imperial.
Right,
Draw
for the
Let's
win.
go,
Right, that was the end of it, and we lost.
Oh.
Boo!
So
We
we've
just-
missed the last 2 turns of the video, haven't we?
Yeah, we-
because they were so quick.
Yeah, the last 2 turns went exactly the same.
I think
They moved
Tony-
forward, shoot most of our ships.
Yeah, Tony blew away my TIE turn 1. On second turn, I flew into Tony's bottom and blew up. And then Jace got blown up by his broadside.
Yeah.
Gone.
And that was basically turns 9 and 10 or something like
And
that.
look.
And that A-wing actually
A-wing's still alive. Well done, Ash.
came to bite us back in the air.
Did it?
Yeah,
Tony
kept
was,
pestering us.
Tony was repairing a shield every turn she battled. And what was that action you were doing? The reinforce, was it? That
Yeah. which
gave you
is
an
an
auto
automatic
dodge.
auto
Yeah,
dodge.
it's really powerful on the back of it.
But one you did do a vital critical, but to do the reinforcer, I had to spend an energy.
Yeah, which slowed it down because you're only
Slowed it down,
creeping
yeah.
forwards at the end there.
Yeah, we made a mistake by sending our big ships piecemeal in there.
Yeah.
No, that
the
wasn't.
tactic to take out the Corvette is to swarm it. You have to swarm it, so it should have at least 3 quad lasers on it.
But the mechanics of it, I felt first
Yeah.
time ever using them worked seamlessly in the game. It fitted perfectly
Yeah,
in with the
huge
way
ships
everything
do
else worked. It works really well. I was very impressed by it.
Yeah, me too. And I thought it was really fun as well. I was really
Yeah,
excited
really good
towards
fun.
the end there, trying to like, come on, we can do it.
Yeah,
we
we
can
were
do
like, come on, give us a draw. We're going to take the draw.
it. Can't take the intel, but we're going to take your lives. And instead they took ours.
No, it's a really good game. Thoroughly
Oh,
enjoyed
yeah.
that.
Did you guys enjoy it?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Even
they
though I
won.
got
Yeah.
crushed.
That
but-
lone A-wing pilot, though, God.
Yeah.
I don't think he did any damage to any ships on the board, but
I think he did one or two. He pitter pattered.
It's just a freaking nuisance. That's all it
Yeah.
was.
whereas the big ship just powers up its quad lasers every turn and goes,
Yeah.
ibble that one.
Especially with Tony's rolling. I mean,
Yeah, that time
Jesus.
he picked up his 5 dice and went, oh, 5 damage.
Yeah. No, that was good. I hope you guys enjoyed that as well because that was a lot of fun to play.
That was
These
really
big
good.
ships do make a very thematic game.
Yeah, it made it really interesting because usually you break out into
Little
a few
furball.
little dogfights, or
Yeah.
there's one kind of like a Millennium Falcon that you concentrate on. But that was such a powerful piece that it really changed the way the game played.
And we took it down to the bare bones.
it
I mean,
was badly damaged, wasn't it?
front.
Just 3 hits left on the aft,
Yeah.
and then that would have been it.
It looked really interesting how Tony had to pilot it. Because do you want to explain a little bit about how you kind of like have to distribute power? and
Okay,
things?
what you do is you get power according to how, I don't know where the movement thing is, how you move. So if I go a 1 turn, that's 3 power. I had an engineering team which gave me an additional power. So I've got 4 power which goes there. And then what you have is anything with a pink number on can store power. So the aft can store 5, the quad lasers can store 2 each. So if I've moved that, that's 3 plus 1 for the engineering. So I've got 4 energy. That's placed at the end of the movement. Then I have to distribute the energy about to either leave it there, because most of my upgrades take energy to power. So I'm spending it off of there, or putting it on systems that can store power and spend it to use that system.
Yeah, because you could take
So
2 off the quad lasers and fire the quad lasers
It's
twice.
energy management with that shit.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't going to buy anything.
Makes
more
it
that
play
I
very
didn't get
differently.
for this case.
No, that was good fun. I actually enjoyed that quite a bit.
Mm.
I thought it was a really good laugh.
Yeah, and they look really cool as well. I think these Tony's made these lovely 3D asteroids, which I think they add an awful lot to it. They're so much more noticeable than the flat pieces of card. On the
Yeah,
board.
yeah, for sure. It made you even wear them as well.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, there we go. Thanks for that, guys.
Okay, Rebels win.
Yeah, which side was that?
That was. God damn you, Jason!
After another Rebels versus Alliance battle.
Yeah,
Bad guys, Jason.
the bad guys. There was them, right? They're bad. Right.
Well, in your eyes,
Yeah.
from your perspective.
They're a bunch of terrorists.
Yeah, you see this one?
Well, thanks for watching, guys.
Hey,
And,
what are you trying to say?
Thanks, everyone.